So what is currently in your portfolio in terms of NFTs and also other assets? Or are you focusing on blue chips, or are you going to expand, or things like that?
Yeah,
Good
you're gonna make
question.
riskier plays, or is it only blue chips? Yeah, that's a very good
Yeah,
question.
yeah, good question, good question. So currently, I mean, look, we're only like 3 weeks since our mint. So we're just setting up. We've just elected our council. We're just getting our research team set. So I think we've now got 28 volunteer researchers that we're putting into different departments, getting into different things. But basically, the idea is to be looking for that 1%, right? We're seeking that 1%. That's our long-term approach. We don't mind if we have to rebalance our books, right? We don't mind that this month's winner fails to kind of produce what it said it would produce. Something systemically goes wrong with Azuki, and we make an arbitrage play. We also are more than aware that this market moves at 10 times the speed of everything else. And so a long-term play may end up being 4 months, just because you bought in so cheap, the market pumped, this market's overheated, let's sell out and buy back later. So we expect to do a lot of pivoting. But at our core, we're breaking down things into 3 categories. We're calling them the big caps, the mid caps, the small caps. And we're not looking at them based on their floor price. We're looking at them based on at what level in their brand awareness cycle are they, right? In other words, if you take a Bored Ape, it doesn't matter if Yuga Labs never built anything again. The fact is Bored Ape has reached critical awareness in mass media, right?
Yeah.
If you walk down the street wearing a Bored Ape hoodie, someone is going to come over and greet you and honk at you if you're in a big city. That's the level of awareness. I have a nephew in New York who's 12, and the first thing he said to me when we sat down at a pizzeria when he was visiting was like, Dylan, do you own any Bored Apes? My dad's friend has 2. And I'm like, I mean, is this a parallel universe? But that's what's going on. That's when you know something's reached critical awareness. So that's what we're looking for in the big caps. And we think that NFTs have had such small adoption already that who cares if a Bored Ape's at 100 ETH? If we start to onboard 20, 30, 50% of the world, that's going to become 1,000 or 10,000 ETH, because a 10,000 supply is extremely small when everybody wants it, right?
Yeah.
Then we've got the mid caps. The mid caps for us are those that have failed to kind of break through, right? Or there's something systemically wrong, like Cool Cats or Azuki, and we need to check if there's some that can be fixed. And can we help them fix it, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the, like things like Doodles did not pop off in price until they had 3 derivatives, right? Doodles did not do the marketing. What Doodles did so smartly was they allowed an official derivative to form called Noodles. People saw that style. They then looked at Doodles again, then started the derivatives, and Doodles popped off, right? And so when you look at something like Kuhlman's Universe that hasn't popped off, maybe that's all it needs. Maybe that art style just needs to be in the news cycle a few times. Maybe we can help with that. And so that's how we're looking at mid caps. And then small caps are the riskier plays. The small cap starts, we're breaking into 2 groups. Category 1 is we can leverage the fact that everyone wants to give us whitelist spots and partner with us to give the DAO some of those valuable things that everyone knows is going to do well, right? A perfect example is PXN. We got a couple of whitelist spots, I believe it was 5 at the time, and the DAO wasn't yet formed. But we could have easily taken that for the DAO, bought them at 0.3, sold at 3 ETH, had a 15 ETH profit for the DAO treasury, right? Now, maybe we'll buy back later into PXN. We've got no problem with that, but we will probably flip in those cases because we have not seen if the team's able to yet do what they said they would do. So that's what we arbitrage. The second level is we're building an incubator, and that's why we can talk about it. Why we did Goblin Cats this week, because we want to stress test how strong is our team in all these different departments. Because if we can find people who have raw talent and great ideas and carry them over the finish line and give them the support going forward, then not only can we find early investments, we can make sure that those become potentially the next blue chips.
I wanted to ask, before we move on to the whole Goblin Cats discussion, because I know you brought it up to us before we went live, and I'm keen to hear more about it. With that breakdown of large cap, medium cap, and small caps, do you personally have a rough idea of what kind of allocation you'd like to see? Would it be for example, 60% in large caps, 20%, 10%? Like, how would you like to 60, 20, 10? That actually doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, so when it comes to governance, we break down governance into time sensitive and non-time sensitive. Anything that's non-time sensitive, we take to the entire electorate. So every FatCat is a pro rata vote and share of the DAO.
Sure.
Yeah.
And anything that is time sensitive, we try to give a mandate to the council. So when we told them they could buy a Bored Ape, it's also given as a mandate that if the market pumps or something happens within the infrastructure of Yuga Labs, the council has a majority discretion to do what they need to do. When it came to something like asset allocation, the council proposed, the DAO voted. And so we proposed, and it's just been ratified, 50% for big caps. I believe it was 20 to 30% for medium caps. And then for the incubator and the small caps and cash, we break it down 5, 7, 10, or something like that. Because we also voted on creating a loan protocol this week as well. So we are setting up a liquidity pool that FatCat holders can loan against their FatCats. And we've created a new mortgage program where people who don't have the money to buy a FatCat right now can put down a down payment and pay off over a few months, because we believe in our project long term, and we want people, to not be token gated based on their net worth, but rather we want all the smartest and the hungry and the innovative people to enter our space and feel like there's a way in for them.
Thank you guys for watching. The full episode of Augment is sponsored by ILLUVIUM, and you can find the link down below in the description. And if you want to watch more of these clips, you can check it out right over here.